If I remember how to do this, good evening, everybody. Happy Friday night. Welcome to our stream. Starting off with a hype train, which is a very excellent way to begin. Shout out to our girl JJ right up here in chat. Above the barrel, above me. That is JJ who did that. And, you know, some other people chipping in, re-upping their subs. Omni, thank you. Jenkoi, thank you so much. Let's go with this hype train for DM Studios, you know, because like there's no time like the present. Let me say this. There's no time like the present because next week is our last week. It's for sure we're not going past next week with this misogynistic piece of shit. If we bring back for season 2, we're going D&D. We are switching to a proper rule set. And also pretty dice, because I don't know about my players. They have pretty D6. Mine are not. So yeah. I'm over this.
Yeah, I want to use all the dice.
See?
I would sacrifice a goat to be able to roll a D20. I'm just saying.
I would sacrifice a demon horse to roll a
D20. You might not have to.
I mean, I do it for free now.
You might. That's
was
true.
Really sacrifice. Do you want to do it?
It's not a sacrifice if it doesn't cost you anything. Then it's just murder.
It could cost you my friendship with Coco.
It might. Okay, that's true. That might be true.
For her safety, it's a risk I'm willing to take.
Welcome to our stream tonight, everybody. We are the Lord of the Rings Rangers of the North. I'm going to get my cast to go around and introduce themselves. I want to give a shout out, even though he's definitely not here because he is streaming on his own other show right now. But Sean at Akin Foolish, who does my music across everything that I ask him to do. I love you. Thank you so much for doing this killer music and for all of the other music you've done for me, bud. So with that being said, we go alphabetical because I am unoriginal on a Friday night. That's how I'm too old to be original on a Friday night. We're going to Arc first.
Hey, I'm Arcanian Ending, or Arc for short. I am playing Pen, who is a noble human in this game, and excited to play tonight. Get back into it.
Thank you for that. We're gonna get Derek. Are you in the chat? You have to go. Can you go turn on CloudBot? It turns off randomly these days, and so can you go double check that it's on, because it's not letting me do my chat commands. So reasons. Twitch, man. Friday nights. All right, we're gonna keep going. Court.
Hello, I'm Court. You can find me at Court Games on Twitter, and I'm playing Coco, the elf magician. I can't wait to zap some fools and talk to some animals.
Both of those things have the potential to happen tonight. JJ.
Hi guys, I'm JJ, and I'm playing your wonderful human barbarian, Kiana. And yeah, we're gonna kick some booty today, hopefully. I don't know. She will be kicking somebody's booty.
There is wine happening both out of game and in game, so something might happen, you know?
It might happen.
That's what I'm going to say. Lulu.
Hey, I'm Lulu. I am playing Grandma Nellie, the sweet roll baking, rolling pin wielding Grandma Hobbit, and you can find me at LuluNWA on Twitter.
And do so and go check out her amazing photography art, especially of Nellie. She posted some today of Grandma Nellie, which we love. Lydia.
Hello, I'm Lydia. I am playing Maximilian, or Max to their friends, which they now have many, many more of after our wonderful adventures. And I am a human warrior.
Thank you. You know what? I have Momo and Nikki in the wrong spots.
I was going to say, I just noticed that.
We'll go Nikki first, and then Momo.
Hi, everybody. Nikki here. I'll be playing Pepper, the Hobbit Mariner, and I'm really wanting to punch a ghost in the face. I don't know why. I just feel like that's something on the table for tonight.
It might be. I can make that happen. Absolutely.
Don't let your dreams be dreams.
It's true. It's true.
I'm here.
And speaking of you being here, Momo, go ahead.
All right, I'm Momo, and I will be playing Lane tonight, the lovely wandering minstrel dwarf. And don't trust animals. You know.
Don't trust animals, except in chat somebody was asking about Abigail.
Hold on, I'll grab her.
Abigail! Bring the girl.
Oh.
I love her.
I would trust her.
I trust her with my life.
Awesome.
I'll give her everything I
Just
have.
gotta shake the bag of jerky. Here she comes.
There you go.
I wouldn't have any self-control. If Abigail were my cat, I would give her the whole bag of jerky. Look at that cryptid.
Oh.
Kitty.
We gotta get her on camera.
I
Great
love it
cat.
Her
all.
little legs.
I love her.
Trying to put her in frame.
And we will get started. So I am your narrator, Sarah. I threw everybody's links. Thank you, Derek, for setting that up. I threw everybody's links in chat. So please, if you're in the audience, go and follow my amazing table. This very large table. I wish that I had an actual table that could fit you all.
That would be fabulous.
Goals.
I would love to sit at your table.
One day
That's a
it's gonna
dream.
happen. It's gonna happen. All right. When last we met our heroes, the hamlet of Bafstead is one of the many small towns that dot the landscape along the north. Most of these towns are self-sufficient, needing very little contact with the outside world. This is especially true of our hobbit settlements. Bafstead's economy revolves around sheep and wool trade. And each spring, the sheep are sheared and the wool milled and turned into cloth. Our fellowship had enjoyed its day in Bafstead, enjoying their time, getting to know some of the inhabitants, causing a little bit of chaos, meeting some bitchy, gossipy French hens, literal, buying pickle candles and pickle soap. Pickle
And tasting them.
is, one of the, I don't know if you guys know, there's a town in California called Gilroy, and they're really famous for garlic. They make like 20% of the world's garlic in this little teeny podunk ag town in California, south of San Jose. And they hold a garlic festival every summer.
Yep.
And you can get like garlic ice cream and stuff.
Okay, no, take it back.
Yeah, no, party foul. You can.
You can
I didn't
get
say
garlic.
you should. I said it is an option. It's something that you can get there.
Okay.
Bafstead is like the dill. It's the pickle capital of
The dill.
Middle Earth, really, is what we're going. That would make such a good t-shirt, you guys. I just had such a good idea of like
Pickle capital. I need to see
Bafstead,
it.
pickle capital of Middle Earth. I might make that
I
one
love
like
it.
off stream. I love it.
I'll buy it.
Our
Same.
heroes are hot on the tracks of something. They've just finished out a combat of a pack of wolves here, and one of the wolves, a very large wolf, much larger than the others, sat unimpressed at the side of the field before casually sauntering away, which in itself is like sus AF because first off, he watched his crew just go down without intervening. And then secondly, did not seem bothered that you guys killed his crew and was just like, well, all right, whatever. I'm not worried about you guys, and just like walked away. And you guys are on your way to this very fancy dinner because upon arriving in Bafstead just a day ago, you saved the daughter of the town magistrate. You saved Anualda Bellwether. And now her father, the magistrate, who owns like 80%, he is the Bezos, he is the Musk of Bafstead. He is billionaires are a public policy failure, and he is an evidence of that as a hobbit, and he has invited you to dinner. So it is going to be good, and you definitely should fill up and like shove some in your pockets. But whether or not you trust this guy, that is left to be seen. So with all of that said, you head south through these beautiful fields as it's getting close to evening, and you arrive at the door of Brontus Bellwether. You know that that's what his name is because it is scrawled in gold all over this door. And not in like hobbit-sized, hobbit eye level, like everybody can see this, right? This is a person who does business with all kinds of people. This house is a large 3-story affair, full-sized. We're not talking like bag end, okay? 2 lanterns light the doorway, and as you approach, the door opens without you having to knock. Out steps the man who invited you. Penny, you recognize right away, or Penn, you recognize right away that this is like a paper pusher, right? He is mid-level management, and he is a servant. He is not the man himself. This man is Valturn, and he wrings his hands at the sight of you. And I say that because most of you are covered in blood, guts, gore. If I'm not totally mistaken, Lane looks like they're about to go, right? Lane's hurt.
Yeah, Lane looks bad.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. She's like holding on to someone's leg. She just like can barely stand, you know?
Absolutely.
I'm probably helping you, and we're both like a bloody mess because I have a chunk missing out of my arm.
Yeah, she's got like her armor. I'd be like, oh, that was such a, you know, great battle of the wolves. I'm gonna write a song about it.
And he wrings his hands at the sight of you. He urges you to enter the house quickly, kind of looking around, making sure nobody else sees the filth that you're bringing into this house. And as I assume that everybody enters, right? Is anybody staying outside?
Pepper is hungry. She's going in.
Heading right in. Yeah. Looking around. Looks good. You make your way inside. And the entryway, the foyer is opulent as you disturbingly expect, right? That's the kind of vibe that we're going for here. And Valturn claps his hands a couple of times and calls for a healer. Let's see. Humans and let's see. Coco, yes. Penn, yes. Max, yes. Give me like an insight check.
Who's given an insight check?
That would not Lane.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I'm just busy bleeding over here. All over the floor, making a mess.
I got a 7.
Okay.
I'm like swirling my toe in the puddle.
Don't worry, if you die, I'll remember you.
You know, I can help you with that.
Sorry, Coco, what'd you get?
Oh, I got a 7.
7. Penn, what'd you get?
5.
We're not rolling d20s, so these numbers are not as bad. This is a 2d6 system for those of you who might be watching. Max, what'd you get?
12.
12. Hey, look, a 12, a critical success. That's how we do. Absolutely. You notice that the person who comes over is human, but much older. This person carries themselves, maybe because you are a warrior, because you're a soldier, you notice the bearing of people very quickly. Your job is to assess threats very quickly, and this person is not a threat. They do not carry themselves in kind of the awareness of body that somebody trained in the martial arts or in swords or something would. But they do carry themselves as somebody who has seen a lot. And in fact, with a roll of 12, this old man is almost purely Dunedain. This is one of the original men before the bloodline was kind of sullied to create, you and Penn and Kiana. Sorry, And he is old. He looks about 40. You can tell, like, just from your kind of rough estimate, it's like going from metric to imperial, you're trying to do that math in your head. He's about 120. And you notice that he has a variety of smells, nothing unpleasant, a little bit medicinal. And in fact, immediately he comes over, takes a look at the group, starts to triage, heads right for Lane, and pulling out some herbs, some bandages. You guys are not actually in the house. He is going to treat you in the foyer and try and deal with some of this before you even really get in. And you, he's applying these salves and bandages to anybody who needs it. So let me say, anybody who is missing some hit points, with his skill level is plus 18. So above and beyond what I roll, he has 18 points in healing.
Wow.
So come on now. So you gain, anybody who needs them can have 6 points of healing back.
If there's any left over, I was gonna say, I have healing spell and I can cast and like kind of, I'll handle this one and like kind of push him away politely from Lane. And
Absolutely.
like, yeah.
Absolutely. Go ahead, roll for that. I don't know how that healing spell works. Is it you roll for the heals?
I'm gonna pop it into the chat. I think it just gives you like a certain amount. It grants you the power to heal injuries. You gain the skill healing plus 8 on top of your whatever you already have. I think she's got a. What do I have for healing? I have plus 6 already to healing, so that's spicy. So 14.
Yeah, so what that will, I think, based on the way that I'm reading that, what that will do is bring somebody from, I mean, for those of you who are at home and not actually looking at these super convoluted character sheets, there are levels of injury. And so, I think what this would do is take somebody from whatever lower level they're at and move them a full level up, if that makes sense. So Lane, whatever, you were down like injured or something. So go ahead and move yourself up a full other level of healing there. Boys from the Baltic Star, thank you so much for rating us. We appreciate that. I love that. Thank you. All right.
Can Coco only heal like one person at a time? Is that how the...
Yeah,
like,
and
one person per spell? Is that like how that works?
One person per spell, and also remember that magic takes a lot out of you. Magic is exceedingly rare, and so Coco, certainly you're welcome, Coco, to cast it again. But you've already cast like today, talking with animals a couple times, and this healing spell.
I can roll my weariness thing. I have a plus 2 to resist, and I have to beat a 10, so I'll just roll that right now.
I think Kiana would definitely let old man heal her.
Okay, and he does.
Lane.
Sure. As the old man comes over, he is a little bit hesitant because, you're a little bit more bloodlusty. You really appreciated the hunt, the fight a little bit more. There's still that energy emanating off you, after there's been like a fist fight on the schoolyard and there's still that one person who's still like jacked up from it. That's a little bit of Kiana, Kiana's not quick to put back in her hoops and take her hair down from the bun, it'll take a minute.
Okay.
As we're kind of just chilling here, Lane's gonna pull out her little flute axe and just and just play a little tune to gladden the folks around her and help ease anyone's weariness.
And as you do so, this is the perfect time as you're starting to feel a little bit better yourself, pulling out this axe. Valtus takes a step back, like, oh no, what's about to happen? But you whip that axe around, and the handle is this very finely carved flute that you made yourself. And you give everybody a nice little welcoming jig to start this evening off. And it is at this point that the host enters the foyer. He seems a little bit exasperated, and he turns to Valtus and he says, "What has been holding them up? I expected them at my dinner table 10 minutes ago." And Valtis apologizes, looks down, will not make eye contact with this dude. Looking down. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Just look at them. I could not bring them to you in such a state. And Brontis Bellwether, he looks at you and really takes you in for the first time and notices the state of you. And you see this hobbit man, balding and portly. His face turns a shade of pink and then a shade of red and then nearly a purple as he begins to sputter on his words. I have never. Anna, did this happen? Did this happen on my land? Were you attacked on my land?
Yeah, there was some wolves. Don't worry, we took care of them, most of them. They weren't your wolves by any chance, were they? Like, I'd hate to have killed your wolves.
My wolves? No, ma'am. These were not. These on my land. You were attacked, and he is taking it as a personal insult that you were not safe to be in his area, like in his space. I am most sorry for this. I will see that you have an escort back to town after the meal, and I am raising the bounty on these confounded wolves to 30 silver per wolf. I will not have this in my township anymore. I am terribly sorry.
Does that retroactively work for the wolves that we've already killed? Are they all 30 silver as well?
I'm sorry, you didn't just flee. You dealt
No, I
with
cut
them?
off the head of one of them. We also got rid of a couple others, but
I made bracelets.
He
Friendship
waddles over to you, Pepper, and grabs your hand in both of his and shakes it excitedly. I absolutely it does. 30 silver a head. How many did you? Valtis, go and take count and make sure that these fine people are paid before the night is over. Thank you for. Did you kill all of them, perchance?
I mean, I think one of them may have gotten away.
One. That's no matter. One. That is easily dispatched. I cannot. You saved my daughter, and now you have perhaps saved my village, and I will never be able to thank you. And I just come in. He has not let go of Pepper's hands, and he just turns around, still holding her hand, and yanks her off. And leads you all into his house. You see, as he leads you through kind of a few winding entrances, although it looks very human-esque from the outside, you see that they're absolutely, maybe it just had like an exterior facelift, like, one of those HGTV shows came in and just did like the outside facade, because the inside is still very Hobbit-like. Rounded arches with bespoke custom woodwork, a little bit shorter than some of you might be comfortable with. Definitely watch your heads, you will get whammed. And he leads you through a little bit of a catacomb. Absolutely, JJ. He leads you through this little bit of a winding path to this beautiful kitchen and dining room area. And this table is loaded. Like, the movie Hook, when they say the magic words and like the feast shows up, or like Hogwarts style, this table is like creaking in the middle. There is so much stuff on it. And at the far end, next to the head of the table, you see the princess herself, Anualda, is here. And she stands up and bows most dramatically as you all enter and says, Oh, my heroes, thank you all for coming. I would have perished without your interference and your intervention to save my life. Thank you so much. And her father rushes over to her and like coddles her. Oh, my darling, it is quite all right, quite all right. Don't you worry about it. I am glad that they did this, and we will repay them with this gracious feast. And I'm just so glad that you're safe for me, darling. Oh, I know, Father. If they wouldn't have saved me and the pony, what would I have done? Oh, I know, and they just kind of carry on. They are not above making a spectacle, even if it's only for themselves. And like you all could easily start a first course by the time they have like wrapped things up, you know?
And Pepper has.
And Pepper is on it. There is just a bounty of food. And wines, cheeses, fruits, vegetables, most of it picked and fresh local. However, Lane, you see that there are a couple of dwarvish delicacies. Whether or not they're prepared accurately, you will have to test for yourself. Coco, similarly, there is a very delicate looking, almost sculpture of a salad that is made in kind of the finest elven style. And we're not talking like a fusion restaurant, like proper food, you know what I'm saying? And there is food aplenty. So I will get you all to tell me what you would expect to see on the table and how much or how little you imbibe for yourselves. And we can go, I make Nikki go first. That's just my general rule. And then we'll kind of go around.
I see how it is. Well, I think Pepper, growing up in a community on the coast and growing up with mostly elves, she expects to see some very finely cooked fish. Not just like regular old fish fingers, like that's peasant food. I'm talking like fancy fish fingers, like real fancy, some Grey Poupon on the side, like just ridiculous. So she's going to eat a bunch of that, and also she's going to try and find something sweet to go with it. Pepper likes a little bit of savory with her sweet, so she's going to take a little bit of both and just pile that all up on her plate with like some ketchup on top. She's a savage. It's disgusting.
Absolutely. It's like when you have cranberry sauce with the stuffing. Like it's perfect. 100%. I'm with you on that. Lydia.
Yeah. Max has been like very strict on their diet this whole time and like training and stuff. And the first time we got into battle, not only did they not necessarily perform well, but like everybody else was at least at their level. So we're in a little bit of a cheat meal and like feeling slightly sorry for ourselves. So we're gonna go straight for like the pasta, the garlic bread, anything that has like fats and carbs, just right there, and like all of the wine. Just
hell yeah, absolutely. There and you're given a choice. Like a porter comes around and there are options. There is 3 styles of red. There's a human, I was about to say wizard, but just because our elf is a wizard doesn't mean all elves are wizard. There's a human, there's an elf, and there is obviously a very classic vineyard of hobbit wine. And as you go to grab the garlic bread, you pull the piece up, and just this stringy, ooey gooey trail of like cheese with like the grease like dripping off of it trails off, and you have to like wrap it into your finger to like break it free. And it's got like these really delicate herbs. It's like a full Italian cheesy bread situation going on that just it's the best of times for the saddest of Maxes. Absolutely. And the wine will come as much as you so wish this evening. Let's go to one of our other humans. What would Kiana be eating?
So I think that being that Kiana's a barbarian. She is who is used to living in the north. She's probably gonna go and eat like directly to the meat because she's like, okay, I've just lost a piece of my freaking arm, so I need protein. So she's gonna be over there like grabbing like turkey legs and like steaks, like filet mignon, like, and she's just like eating it all up, and then she's chugging a whole bunch of ale, like all simultaneously. So it's like, she's got like a turkey leg in one hand, she's grabbing like steaks, potatoes, bread all in the other hand, and just like yum yum yum, taking a break, chugging ale, all of the best of times. And then she's gonna like with a mouthful of food, like look towards Nelly and be like, your food is still better. Like you're still the best. Like as she's like forking all of this food, like because she doesn't want Nelly to be like, oh my god, is the food better than mine? Kiana cares a lot about what Nelly thinks. So it's like, your food's better, don't worry. It's all good.
100%. The baked goods that Nelly makes are definitely better. You feel a little bit of like, am I telling the truth as you go to grab one of the steaks? And it's this really delicate little round, a little bit thicker in the middle. This is a Chateaubriand, and it is bacon wrapped. And it is like, it just melts away in your mouth as you go. You don't even get the satisfaction of like chewing into it. It just melts. Oh yeah, snack size. Absolutely. Like, this is Halloween style snack size for you. 100%. 100%. We'll go to our final human. How does Penn head towards this feast?
It's been a while since Penn's been able to have like a formal feast. So she's going to take advantage of like living her old life while she can. So she'll definitely look at the wine vintages, get like the best wine she can find, maybe pick like some choice pork belly, if there's like roast pig, and just get some bread and soft cheese, anything that's hard to get while we're on the road.
Absolutely. Yeah, you find they bring you over. You're more of maybe like a red wine with a meal such as this, but the sommelier insists that you try this other one that they have. And I wouldn't say that it's red. It's not a rosé. It's definitely not white. It has this it's a very, very light, almost clear red that you can kind of see through, and it just so magnificently blossoms these other colors, and the sommelier, quite glad that you actually can appreciate what they have curated in the wine cellar, explains to you that this is a very, very old vintage that they had been saving for somebody such as yourself to come and truly appreciate, and shows you the wine, and like, yeah, this is, you have heard that this is served at like the wedding of the firstborn. This is not stuff you necessarily would have seen, and it goes to maybe kind of show to you the massive and gluttonous, in a bad way, amounts of wealth and shit that Brontes has been like hoarding here, and strikes you as being odd. That, hobbits, while known for their generosity, so it's not surprising to you that they would share this with you, that this amount of stuff is going on when, the town seems quite normal. It's not like everybody's living at this kind of luxury. Sorry, I'm getting everybody hungry. Sorry, chat. You came to a Middle Earth stream. That's on you.
Right?
This is not our first episode. This is on you at this point. I don't take responsibility for this. Let's go to our elf. How does Coco deal with this?
So Coco is very hungry from exerting her magic so much today, so she's trying to recover. But she doesn't want to be rude. She's clearly very well trained in her table manners, so it looks like she's eating at a very rapid rate, but she's still using all the correct utensils, so it looks like someone put her on 2 times speed. She loaded her plate up with like very baffling rich people food. Like dishes that look really pretty, but they're like really small, so it's like 10% food and like 90% plate. Um, Anything that looks like, is this like a garnish or am I allowed to eat this? She's eating it. Um, and there's like little tiny plates that keep stacking up next to her, and they have to keep taking them away.
I love it, absolutely. And you do find a number of amazing, beautiful little delicacies. These berries that are they almost look like raspberries. They're a little bit plumper and they're gold. And as you bite into them, they've got more of like the consistency of a date. And they would make you. It's definitely something that like Nelly should bake into something for sure later on down the road. But it's got this right amount of sweet without like hurting your teeth. And even though it's like a fig, it doesn't stick. You know, like you're gonna have to brush after this for sure. But
Yeah.
you know, it's not like where it's annoying and you're gonna have to go in there and be undecorous during dinner time itself. What about Lane? What about our dwarf?
Oh boy. So Lane is making her first she takes like the largest plate she can find and she's making it into a mountain of mashed potatoes, like a very big mountain, and on top of the mountain she's just putting like meats and corn and gravy and then some more mashed potatoes on top of that. And then she has like a biscuit. One she pops like in her mouth, the other she has in her hand. She goes and she just sits down on everyone like this is her, this is normal, like, you know, like totally unbothered, totally happy, and just like loving her mountain of mashed potatoes. May or may not remind her of home, you know.
Oh, maybe subconsciously she did almost like shape the mashed potato sandwich mountain
Oh,
into
absolutely.
100%.
Yeah.
And you even like excavate out like a little cave right where the
Yeah.
entrance is to like get to all the stuff that's in the middle for sure. I
Yeah,
love
I
this.
feel like she's like humming and she's doing this, like doing that, like, you know, and it definitely like resembles her home, and she's just like looks very pleased with herself, kind of like in her own little world with this happy food moment.
Absolutely. And you know, you're healing quite well. The salves have taken away a lot of the pain. And you have these delicious foods that are there for you to eat as much of as you want. And at one point, one of the servants comes and brings over like two different gravy boats, and one of them is actually two servants bring over two gravy boats. There is a brown gravy. There is like a traditional southern gravy, like a white gravy, you know, with like the pepper in it. There is a tachu, which is just like meat juice. And then there is just butter. And you can have any combination, any group of the four that you want over mountain home
She
mashed
puts a
potato.
little bit of each of them.
A little bit of each.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely. And so then we'll get to our final hobbit here, Grandma Nellie, the premier chef of the group. How does Nellie view all of this?
Well, Nellie is kind of out of sorts. Maybe she's a little homesick and just having her first experience of battle. She's not quite sure what she thinks of all this. And then this display of all of this food, she kind of just picks a little bit, doesn't eat with her normal hobbit vigor. She'll pick at just some of the more basic plain food because it's just the whole display. First the wolves and now this decadent display of food that is, well, food is very important to hobbits, not this fancy food like this. So she just eats a little bit of the roasted vegetables, and if anyone's paying attention, you'll notice she takes her flask out and just pours a little bit of her apple brandy in and is kind of imbibing that. She leaves the wines alone, and she's just kind of quiet and not quite sure what to think about all of this.
Absolutely. One of the servants is a hobbit person themselves, and they notice. They're very keen to see how the hobbits, in particular, enjoy the food. And they notice, and they do bring you over. It takes about 45 minutes into the meal, but they bring you over just a little tray of hobbit-sized Yorkshire bread, and you've got these little like hobbit rolls that are a very classic recipe that everybody's mom and grandma and uncle makes. Like everybody can make these. All hobbits make these. And it does bring you just a little bit more comfort. But also to know that the servants are paying attention. And you're offered several other things, but you've got some things on your mind. This has been a big few pieces of adventure for Grandma Nellie.
That and she's not entirely sure what she thinks about Magistrate Bellwether. I mean, does he seem to be? I mean, does she trust him, or what is?
Give me an insight check.
Himself?
Absolutely, give me an insight check.
Because this whole time she's not really very keen on him. He doesn't seem very hobbit-like. 5, 6, 7 plus 3, so 10.
A 10. You get the feeling that he, no matter how big and dramatic his actions, and they are big and dramatic, two things come to the surface for you. The first is that he is starting to get drunk, which is a lot for a hobbit. To actually get drunk, he is drinking a lot. Secondly, in the moments when he thinks nobody is watching, like nobody can wear a mask all the time, and in the moments when he thinks nobody is watching, which are few and far between because he likes being the center of attention, there is just sadness. He is sad.
I didn't want to like him. Darn it.
I have to put something in chat. Sorry. Okay. During the meal, the topic of conversation that Brontis and Anualda will engage with you all in ranges wildly. They can range, the topics range from weather to the other attacks on the area. Brontis seems convinced that these attacks are meant to like drive them from the area. And at one point he's like, well, my family has lived here since the time that the Greenway was a traveled highway. And a few mangy curs will not scare me for one off. I will stay and defend my home, my lands, and my family. And he like grabs his daughter's hand and like kisses the back of her hands and like pets her face. And she's like, oh, Dad, I appreciate that you'll stay and protect us. And you've always provided for me with whatever I want, like a pony, the 6 puppies I wanted last spring, the 17 dresses that I needed for my 17th birthday. And she just goes on for a little bit. There's a lot that he has provided, all of it material. None of it that she mentions is like emotional support or clearly like humbleness, character values. Do you know what I'm saying?
I'm getting a real Veruca Salt vibe from this girl.
Thinks I hate it.
Oh, you're so right, though.
And the conversation can be shifted to many ways. So my question is, what questions do you all have?
I'm gonna look back at my notes if somebody else
Yep.
take this one.
Go ahead.
No, Nikki, you're supposed to go first. What do you mean?
Sorry.
What do you mean?
It can be about anything.
We'll look on you all at some point and be like, we're not going to be around forever. If you'd like, I can teach you like basic self-defense, and you can, start to take care of, yourself, maybe.
Give
Little
me a. Do they? There is a persuasion check in this game, right? This is such an
isn't persuasion
There's a
awful
persuade.
Yeah, there
system.
is.
I'm actually pretty good at persuade.
Hey,
Come on, Max.
Ooh, yeah. 14.
a 14. You
Yeah.
are very persuasive, and you've hit her at the right time with this. And she says, "Oh, I could learn to protect myself."
I think Dorkrick or Dork, whatever his name is, Dork Roni. I think he would be really impressed if you knew a little bit of like self-defense.
I mean, I was kind of hoping that Dronic would save me and protect me if I ever needed it, but you're right. Maybe he would notice me a little bit more if I could, stand up for myself if that needed to happen. That's very smart. Daddy, what do you say? Could I learn something? And Brontis like smushes his face and he's like, "Of course, my darling. Anything that you want, sweetheart. Yes, we will have this. What do you charge? What do you charge?"
No, this is girls uplifting girls here. We're just gonna I'll like take her aside and like just show her some basic like wrist locks, like basic how to get out. Like, this isn't about fighting. This is about getting out of a situation and then you run away and you protect yourself.
Am I within kicking distance under the table of Max? Or my legs too short?
I don't know. Are you sitting next to Max?
I'm not sure where I'm at the table.
I'm gonna say, is this happening
wherever
all like by the table?
Is there other people who would also be kicking Max at this point? Are we just rolling to see who kicks whom?
Max will just take it all to Spitzy. It's fine.
Doesn't even notice.
No. They've got big ass boots on and it doesn't even happen.
Max has been drinking a little bit. You might feel it tomorrow.
Fine.
No. And she says, "Yeah, I yes, this would be lovely." And Brontis, no, nonsense. Of course, I pay my help very well. I will make sure that you are paid for this service. Thank you. I do appreciate it, of course. Nothing but the best for my sweetheart. And clearly, you are one of the best because of you've killed all the wolves. This is lovely. I will make sure that extra money is sent to. Where are you staying, by the way? Hopefully at the inn that I've set up for you. Yes.
Max has been drinking, yes?
Excellent. And he said, "I will make sure that there is money sent there for you. And yes, come tomorrow morning and train my daughter. I would love this. And when she is the very best, I will double the amount that I've paid you for that. Thank you." Yeah, absolutely. They seem quite eager to take you up on that opportunity. Anybody else?
Well, Max is just totally dropping the ball on getting some more coin. I'm going to just kind of lean across the table to lost his name.
Brontis,
that's the one. To Brontis, and just kind of be like, "You seem like a man that really knows what's going on in this town. Are you the mayor? Is that your title? You seem like a man who's very important here."
he sits up, and his tummy like rubs against the front of the table. His cheeks are bright red. He has been drinking quite a bit. And he says, "Magistrate, I am the magistrate, yes. And I do own, a fair bit of the town itself. My family, orchards have always been large, but I've done some wise acquiring in my days."
I can tell. I mean, this is a beautiful house. The orchards are amazing. I just, what goes on in this town? Like, what do you guys do for fun? Is there like a concert series in the summer in the park? What is there, like a festival for cider? Like, is there something to do here?
Well, I mean, most people have to work. They have, things that they must do. But certainly my daughter and I can get anything that we want. Definitely when my daughter wants a carnival, we hire the carnival to come to town. And when she wants a concert, as you say, there are much better bards. I'm not sure if you've heard that one that's staying in town.
No, I
And
was going to ask about that. I was wondering if he was worth it to check out, but
it's the first time that you see him give a look to his daughter that's not of complete adoration. And he tries to hide it a little bit. And she's now like quite consumed with Max's offer and asking things about, self-defense and particularly how Dronic, what moves she would need to do to impress the bard that you're talking about. And he says, yes, well, he's not much by my estimation, but, his parents are his aunt and uncle are good people, and they're good for taking him in. A pity that the other stuff has been going on in town, for sure. I don't think much of him. There are far better bards and minstrels to be had from around the kingdoms.
the other things in town that you're talking about, do you mean the stuff about what was his name? Somebody mentioned him at the pub. Seth Sandybanks, I think was his name.
Yes. These last months have been quite bad business, my darling, quite bad business. There was that affair with Sandybanks. He was caught stealing from his aunt and uncle. There wasn't an eyewitness, mind you, but he was caught with a ring worth several gold pieces, and I don't need to tell you that, most of the people in town, myself excluded, would not have such means. Do you understand? Mm-hmm. And, I mean, hell, the whole Sandybanks family has never been worth more than a few silver pieces. Soap carriers, He only worked when he had to, and then it was just long enough to make for the little coin that his family do have to keep them alive. He was good with his hands, though. He fixed that lock in the main hall. I guess it is good enough that he was caught before he could rob me blind. I was going to rule that he was caught with evidence that was purely circumstantial. But something changed my mind in the end. His tale just did not hold water,
What do you mean?
Well, I mean, he was found with the ring. Not the gold itself that was stolen from his aunt and uncle who owned the White Plough. He was found with a ring instead. And they had searched his rooms. They only found this, the investigators, after they had heard of him stealing bread from Lothan, the Milner. He's new, fresh back from college. He's only been here a bit. Good bean, I would say. And during the trial, it was actually Lothan who acted as his criminal defense. Being that he's from school, he had some learning to be able to act in such a capacity. And he tried his best to sway the trial to release Seth. And this was due to the fact that Seth swore that he had never even seen the ring, although it was found in his room, so, But
and who are these people that found the ring, these investigators?
One of them was, she's quite gruff, the Hobbit woman in town.
Yeah. Andorra, I believe.
Yes, she.
Yes, I've talked with her. I believe. I'm pretty sure.
Andorra Grandmond. Yes, she is strong woman, a character, as you say, my lady. Yes, absolutely, a character. And she led the prosecution and the evidence collection. She's quite thorough in both the craziness and crazy ideas that she has and in her anger at the children of the village, but in prosecution of this case as well. I think the most damning piece of evidence only really the court saw. It's not something we wanted to tell the public. We don't want to rile things up, you understand. There were 2 books written in a strange tongue. They were found in the same chest that the ring was in, and the books gave even Andorra quite a strange sense of foreboding, unsettled. You understand, I have them locked away here now because I would hate for them to get out. We certainly did not give them back to the Sandybanks boy when we exiled him.
It's probably best to be on the safe side with that. Or do they appear to be like magic books? We have a magic user here that's very good. She might be able to help you figure out what's going on with these books.
Interesting. Why would I want to figure out what's going on with them? Seth is gone. He is not coming back.
Well, you never know. He might try and come back for the books if they're like something that we need to be worried about. I'd hate to put your daughter in danger if she's in the same house as these books.
You have said the magic words. Putting Anualda in danger. Oh, of course, my lady. You are as smart as you are beautiful and of excellent taste. And he waves his hand, and the sommelier brings you, fills your glass back up to the top, and he rushes off without another word, just like that, right to the rim. Nikki, keep going.
Yep.
No, keep going. There's still room there. There we go. Oh, Abigail, don't do this.
Abigail,
not on
no.
stream. You're gonna get Derek's channel demonetized. Don't do this. And he runs off, and you hear his hobbit feet echoing through the hallways. And thank you for whoever just did that Foley sound. That's very, very handy. Thank you. And then you hear him go, "Oh no. Oh dear."
Oh. So Kiana will definitely get up to be like, all right, let's see what's going on here. Go be like, what's wrong, old man? Where the books at?
Kiana, who has protein shaked her entire way through this meal, heads off in the direction of Brontis Bellwether's concerned communique. And when you get there, you see that he is standing in front of a chest that is open and empty. Well, isn't that strange? I know I locked them in here. The key is on me at all times. Seth must have gotten in and stolen them back. Interesting. This is not good. I wonder what he wanted with them. And you see him kind of take a second and then realize that you're looking at him, Kiana, and go, never mind. Let's go back to the feast. This night is about you after all. And he ushers you out and back into the dining room area.
Okay. So now we're back. Kiana will probably grab something to eat off the table while casually announcing to the group, those books are gone. They were there, but now they're not there. Kiana's confused, and then just eating. I was like, I don't know what to say. It's just gone.
Anualda, ever the dramatic princess that she is, wastes zero time in exclaiming loudly to the servants and all assembled, My home was broken into. Oh, I am not safe. I will need more protection. And what if he comes back, Father? And you can see that the role of doting father is taking backstage to a little bit of concern about, oh shit, those books probably should not be missing, and this is not good. And so he's trying to pay attention to her and trying to be like, it's okay, darling. I assure you, no harm will come. He's taken the books. He's left. Nobody's seen him in months. He will not be coming back. Don't worry about it, darling. But in the back of his mind, many of you see him going, yeah, no, I really hope actually that he does not come back. That would be bad. And I don't know where those books are. And word about this cannot get out. And you see him a little bit less kind of dramatically doting on her than he had done at the start of the evening.
You don't know that somebody's broken in. If they were magic books, they might have broken out. I have seen weirder shit.
Kiana will just like nod, like, Max has a fair point. Yes, yes.
What makes you think it would be Seth that took the books? Isn't he in another town now?
Well, I mean, he could have taken them right after he was exiled, before we made it back, I suppose. They were his books. They were found in his room and with the gold ring that he spent the money on that he had stolen.
You know, like, generally what the books were about? Were they, like, religious books?
Oh, no, I never held them. Of course, you must understand that a man of my stature shouldn't be exposed to such things, but,
Do you have, like, a secretary check them in that might have, like, a note about, like, title, Dewey Decimal Number?
Valtus. And he calls for Valtus for a few minutes before one of the hobbit servants comes over and kind of whispers in his ear. Oh, right. Yes, of course. You know what? I can certainly look into this. He will be escorting you, driving you back to the White Plow tonight to make sure that you arrive safely. And you could ask him at that time if you're ready. But we're almost ready for the second course. This is well after Lane has almost devoured the mashed potato sandwich mountain.
Almost. And with the mention of second course, her eyes just light up and go wide. Like, this whole time she's been really into her eating, and just at the mention of that, she just looks over like, oh.
Welcome to a hobbit dinner party.
She's like, say less.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't know if any of you have ever had the pleasure of eating at the home of somebody who is Syrian, but this is the experience that we're going for. Food just continually gets brought until you literally are going to pop, and you almost have to be rude and like forcefully saying no more. You know, it's not like you guys had even eaten like a third of what's there, but it gets swept away and new courses get laid down across a variety of things. If there's anything that you would be looking for, you do see that some of the more sweets start to pop in at this point that weren't like the sweets in the first course were more like fruit based. There are a few like honey glazed things that start to pop in now. But the night can continue. So my question is, how drunk does everybody get, if drunk at all?
What would I roll for that?
Yeah, what are we rolling?
I mean, that is such a good question on these ridiculous
all
character
I'm saying
sheets.
is that I just got double sixes, so whatever that equates
Either
to.
very drunk or very sober. I'm not sure.
Is there a game? Should we roll for a game?
I'm gonna say this is we'll just call this like a vitality check.
Vitality.
Just how vital are you at the end of this evening? You'd think for the 72 approximate skills that this game system has, one of them would be drunkenness.
Nope.
But
You would think. I'm surprised it doesn't, honestly.
I guess not.
I have a 10.
Roll
8.
for shots. Yeah, I agree. Everyday superhero cast, roll for shots.
That's a 9. That's a 9.
That's a 13.
Okay.
What are we adding to this?
Vitality.
Vitality.
Vitality? Oh, okay,
So,
for
yeah.
vitality.
Mine is like a +1. So yeah, I'm at a
Oh.
solid 10.
Plus.
So I'm gonna assume that means that is it that are we gonna say that the higher the number is,
Right?
the
Are we going?
less drunk you are, or is it that the higher?
Typically, the higher the number is, the less drunk that you are, but only you are aware of how much your character has been drinking. So
Okay.
if you have really just been not paying attention to how much, and you are like drunk white girl at the club dancing nearly on the table, the roll that you're rolling against is high. It's like a 20. And this is like a success or a failure, right? If you have had a few sips or a little bit of Graminelli's brandy wine and you've been quite reserved, the roll is like against a test number of 5. So you tell me against your roll and how much you've been drinking, how drunk are you?
Kiana smashed, straight smashed.
Wasted.
Because I came in chugging away, and I ain't never stopped. So I would say that, yeah, I'm pretty like smashed. I'm full. I'm feeling good. I wouldn't say that I'm probably on the table dancing, but I'm probably just like, okay, I'm feeling pretty good. And now is a great time for me to sit here and talk about some of the wonderful missions that I've been on and things that I've killed, because why not? And then still drinking.
Still drinking and still eating whatever protein you can. Like your brow is like soaked of the meat sweats, you know? And
sweats.
And the servants have brought you several napkins at this point to like keep up with it. And you are packed full of booze and protein, and you're probably going to feel great tomorrow morning, actually. Like, you're not even going to feel this, but you share heartily and welcomely the stories of your homeland, and the kills that you have made successfully. Bront is paying attention, definitely at times, especially whenever you bring up killing wolves. He's quite interested.
Yeah. I'd probably be doing that, and then I'd probably also be like complimenting everybody else at the table as far as like all of us who killed the wolves together, because I'm like still like highly impressed that everybody did their bit and that everybody was like, a badass pretty much. So I'm just like, these warriors I will die amongst, like, saying like shit like that. Like, I fight gallantly with these people.
100%.
That's like the whole table.
We've got like Klingon wedding style going on here, for sure. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I love this so much. Yeah, I love that. Anybody else want to give me a drunkenness scale here?
Well, Nellie rolled an 11, and she hasn't been drinking that much, but she has been trying to kind of slip Kiana a glass of water every now and again to try to keep her hydrated, because she sees her friend getting a little drunker than maybe she should, especially if we still have any plans on going and checking out the house at the end of the.
We sure do.
I would say that Kiana would definitely chug the water. Like, she'd take the water, she'd chug it, and then chase it down with more ale, for sure.
Just anything that's put in front of her, she's just like, yep, absolutely.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Love it. Anybody else?
Oh, Nellie, do you have more to say?
No, that's good. Just want to make sure Kiana's okay.
Yeah, Max definitely, if like anyone looks at them or talks to them, is very much drunk, but very much believes that they are not drunk. and will not believe anyone that tells them that they are drunk. They're at that stage.
That stage denial.
I know what you talk about. It's totally fine.
Yeah, so Greta and Nellie must be getting up and going all around the table then and giving water to everybody.
Oh, you want fine. Totally fine.
Absolutely. Grandma Nellie has enlisted the help of the Hobbit servants to just keep like just one person is just walking around with 2 pitchers and just refilling people's waters as quickly as possible. Absolutely, I love that. And finally, as the evening starts to wrap up, unless anybody else has something. Pen?
I was just going to say that vintage is really good. Pen probably drank a little more than she meant to, but not too much.
Not too much. You notice that the sommelier, especially near the end of the night when Brontis is very drunk, he puts the cork back in the bottle and like presents it to you. It won't keep forever. Probably not more than a few days now that it's been opened, but you can appreciate it, and I would rather it be with you. And offers you the bottle, seemingly like not too concerned about his job. So,
I mean, that's a very generous gift. Thank you.
If you should ever need the services of somebody, you can absolutely call upon me.
Looking to leave?
I'm quite happy in my service here, but I do miss being in the Southern Kingdoms. It's where my family's from, and it would be nice to go back at some point in the future should the opportunity arise.
We'll keep that in mind. I plan to travel for a bit yet, but I'll remember this.
And he nods and like backs away. And at the end of the meal, Valtern comes back in, and you see him kind of bundled up. The night is a bit frosty, and after a brief discussion, Valtern, speaks with Brontis privately for a few minutes, and turns away and calls focus from the servants and like gives them a few orders to. It's time to start wrapping up and cleaning up and all of that. Brontis looks back to you all, and a weary smile crosses his face. Well, I wouldn't want you to be walking back in the dark alone, but I cannot promise that you'll be safe, much to my embarrassment and horror. So I had Valtern prepare a cart for you. It will see you safely to the White Plough, and in a short amount of time, if one of you is safe enough to drive, I can have Valtern. Don't worry about it. I'll have Valtern drive. He wasn't drinking. It's fine. And I hope you can put things to rights should you come across that other wolf. And thank you again for your services to my daughter and to our town.
It was our pleasure, truly, sir. And thank you so much for dinner. That's what Pepper wants to say, but she's really drunk, so she's just slurring her words really bad. But that's like what it comes across as. Like, thank you, like, thanks so much.
Mm-hmm. He shakes your hand vigorously again, and he has mellowed a little bit. And as he's like escorting you all out, he tells you a little bit more of just like his love for the area. He is still a hobbit at the core. And, he gets a little bit romantic as he talks about, especially the apple orchard is like his place where he goes. And his family, my family, has held this land for 6 generations. And I plan on making sure that it's passed on to Anualda, the princess, my daughter. And most of the villagers agree with me, just some of the young folk want to see the outside lands, but most of us are happy to be here. Good night. And he toddles off quite unceremoniously at the end of this evening.
The old Irish goodbye. I see how it is. Disappears into the crowd.
And Valtern is there to hustle you out the door and into the cart. He's willing to drive unless anybody else would like to.
I mean, Pepper would, but I'm not going to.
Yeah, I was gonna say Kiana would definitely try to volunteer, and is in no condition to be driving.
I love it.
Did the princess come outside to say goodbye to us?
Anualda kind of disappeared around course 4.
Okay.
You know, just there was some other stuff going on that she wanted to go attend to, and she kind of disappeared out the door and out the room. For sure.
Okay. I think that Kiana would probably very drunkenly bellow, "Goodbye, everyone! Thank you for the meal. You were great. We hope we never come back." like, goodbye. It's just like drunkenly makes her way onto the cart. Yeah.
Okay. As you go, Pepper, as you go to like step up and like grab the reins, Valtern's like, "Oh, bless you," and like forcefully scoots you over a little bit and grabs the reins from you.
Fair enough.
Fair enough. And
it's a horse driving it.
it is. So this is what I was gonna ask.
Oh my god.
I was just waiting for my movement. You know, my mouth was full of mashed potatoes.
This is the pony that has still a little bit slight scorch mark where the hair hasn't grown back yet.
I whisper in the direction of the horse, and I'm just like, "I'm keeping my eyes on you, demon horse." And it's loud enough for everyone to hear. It's definitely like a stage whisper.
I love it.
He thinks that they can't hear, but Lane is Lane. And she's intently staring down the back of this horse.
Okay.
Yeah, Coco is like, "Oh, don't listen to her," and she's like a little bit tipsy and is like not casted beast speech, so she's just straight up talking to the horse without like.
And totally, have you cast a spell? Are you talking in horse?
Nope.
No, she's literally just talking without. She didn't even cast
see.
beast speech. She's
Didn't
like
even
leaning
bother.
over and like,
Absolutely.
Don't listen to her. She has a thing about animals.
And you know, the horse kind of flicks its tail, eager to get going, and slowly, because all of you are on this cart, kind of slowly lurches forward, and within a little bit of time, you make it back to the White Plow. The road back is pleasant this evening. It's a little bit chilly, but for most of you who either have the meat or booze sweats, that's not the worst thing. It might be keeping you from being sick. Or the potato sweats. Absolutely.
Oh my god.
100%. 100%.
Oh, the potato sweats.
The stars have come out here in Middle Earth, and one can see the moon beginning to rise to the east. Valtern makes quick work of this trip, and it seems just a few minutes and the lights of Bafstead come into view, and the glow of the White Plow looks more inviting than ever as you step off the cart this evening. Who did we say is not completely drunk? A little bit tipsy is okay, but not drunk also.
Nellie's not drunk.
All right,
Nellie,
so Nellie and Pin and
I rolled a 9, but Lane definitely drank. Like her dwarvish self would drink. So,
but also you're a bit hardier. You're a dwarf. You're a little bit hardier. Okay, so we'll get
soap and candles.
100%, and that does soak up
an
some
iron stomach.
Yeah, 100%. I'm with that. Okay, so we would have, let's see, Coco, Nellie, Lane, and Pin. Make me an observe check as you guys are piling off the cart.
All right, observe.
Wow, 17.
Hey.
Wow.
Yeah, that's a +6.
10.
I think, yeah, that's, That's a 5. I think I'm just staring at the horse still with that, boss.
Absolutely.
I think I'm just locked on, laser
You
focused.
are super
Horse spotted.
concerned that this horse is at the very last minute going to turn on you all.
I'm not
and
turning my back on it.
fuck no, fuck this horse. You are ready for this fight. You have been gearing up.
Axes in hand.
You're feeling better. You're healed. You can totally take this horse. It's not even as bad as a wolf. You got this. You could do this alone.
Horse ain't shit.
Horse ain't shit. And Nellie, though, as Coco is like partially disturbed watching Lane watch this horse, I just heard that TikTok sound in my head of like, you look at me and I look at him. Yeah, that one.
Yeah, definitely.
I love that. Nellie, you see, being the responsible adult of this group, you see something right away that's not great. You see somebody dip out of one of the windows on the second story, cloak over their face, trying to stay in the shadows, let themselves down off the roof into kind of like the stable area, and then come around and disappear behind one of the corners of the white plow.
Okay. So so she sees that and she's like, she looks at Kiana, who is still looking pretty drunk, and she looks at Max, who is looking pretty drunk. Penn, did you see that? Pepper, did you see that? I thought I saw somebody coming out of was that the bard's room up on the second story of the inn? I saw somebody with a cloak just go into the stables. Did anyone see that?
They must be working with the horse.
Well, it looks suspicious to me. People generally don't go out windows unless they're trying to not be seen. I think we should check it out. Well, maybe we should put the others to bed first.
And then Kiana will be like, no, I think that's a great idea. Let us
Jumps off the
follow.
cart, runs full pelt.
Yeah, we just start running. Be like, let's go.
Okay, so not stealthily. Is that what I'm
At
hearing?
all, no. Like straight up, like, hey, wait for us. Like, hold on.
Fully singing a sea shanty.
Oh my
at this
god.
point.
Let's get him.
Holy
You'd be like, let's
shit.
go get him. Be like, it's about time we met this
We
man
haven't stabbed
thing
something in like 2
person.
hours.
Yeah.
Oh my god, we haven't said something in 2 hours.
Sure.
Just start going like, let's go.
Our bellies are full and we're ready to go.
I feel like there are moments as a DM where, on reflection of your DM prep, you go, of course, this is the only possible outcome, but it's not any of the ones that I prepared for.
Been there.
No.
But this is the
You're
only
welcome.
way.
We try our best.
Kiana, give me an athletics check just to see how fast you can haul ass while you're drunk. And I'm going to get you to do this at disadvantage. So how we're doing disadvantage in a 2d6 system is you're going to roll 3d6 and you're going to take the 2 lowest to make your number.
Sounds good. Let's see. I gotta grab one more D6. D6s. Come to mama. Happens when you have all of your. Okay, here's one. All right, bet. I've got 2 2s, so 4. And you said athletic?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, so that's a 4.
Yeah. You go to start chasing after this dude and just eat shit, like figuratively and literally, as you slip in a horse pie and just face down into the stable. you don't feel anything, good or bad. Like you don't feel pain, but that's because you're so drunk
Hammered.
that you don't feel anything.
I would just be like, I'm okay. I'm okay. Kiana's okay. As I'm getting up,
okay.
like wiping the shit off of my face.
Mhm.
Like, let's keep going.
It's okay. I don't think he's hurt us yet. So let's help her up.
It's fine. We can keep going.
He's sneaky.
Not only do they hear you, but now they definitely smell you on top of it. Oh my god.
Absolutely.
Yeah, subtlety is not our strong
No.
suit in this group.
I have nothing in stealth anyways. It's okay. It's okay.
Is there anybody who is not following? Let me ask it that way. As a group, are we following?
I think Lane would probably
Pepper
be
is going to
follow.
follow, but very slowly.
Oh yeah, I'm going with.
She's like following, but she's like walking backwards because she's staring at the horse, just staring it down. And she's gonna be walking backward, like probably holding on to like Coco's dress.
Yeah,
as
Lane
they're
is like
walking
holding
backwards,
on
like-
to like her shoulder and like helping her walk back, like making sure she doesn't like bump into shit.
And she keeps doing the two fingers with the eyes motions, like I'm fucking watching you, I'm horse. Swear to God. One
Like,
false
yes,
move and the legs
yes.
will go.
Yes, go get him. And like dragging her.
I love it. Can I get? Are we still just pile driving our way through this scenario? Who is taking charge of this group of people? Nobody.
Nellie feels like she needs to be the adult here and try to rein in everybody and say, you know, maybe we should like slow down and think about this. And to herself, she's muttering, God, I thought I was done with this when my kids grew up. I didn't think I'd be having to babysit again. But she's like, maybe I should go and see if I can see anything. Well, you guys kind of regroup here.
We don't want to let him get too far ahead, though. I mean, if we wait, they could sneak up on it or sneak out. They could go away.
That's true, Max. But I think maybe we should try to be a little stealthier. So maybe I can go forward and just see if I can see anything. Because looking at my stats, Nellie has a +7 to her stealth, so she probably should have been the one going first in the first place.
I love how stealthy our grandma hobbit is.
Surprisingly stealthy.
Hobbits, man.
It gives me life.
Hobbits have a natural stealth. Did you roll for that, Lulu, and I just missed your number?
Nope, I'm rolling right now.
All right.
Well, I rolled an 8 +7, so that is what, 15?
15.
Well above what you needed. And as you do manage to, in some ways, keep the party somewhat in line, you do find this trail of this shadowed person. You notice, especially, Grandma Nellie, being that you can certainly read people, and having raised children of your own, you 100% know what kind of a guilty, little bit of like self-shame, hobbit, early adult, late teenager looks like. And as you're following this person, it occurs to you that they are trying to be stealthy. They're trying not to be noticed, but they're also looking down, and you hear them kind of mumbling to themselves a little bit. They're not a professional spy or assassin or anything like that. And also the behavior looks more to you like trying to sneak back in after doing some things. And this person is definitely going somewhere, feeling already that level of kind of like, shit, I shouldn't have done that. You know? Ooh, smacked my microphone. Sorry, audience. And Dronic Definitely that's who it is. You guys absolutely called that to the surprise of nobody. Leads you around the corner and to the edge of the mill. Here he meets with another person who some of you have seen before. This is one of the people that were playing poker playing cards the first time you guys came into town. And also two rather large looking, a human who is just swole, definitely could probably go pound for pound with Kiana. And then a hobbit who is also a bit of a Chad bro, has that kind of vibe going on. I just got this picture of like at Bilbo's birthday party, and he's like, the Tenderfeet and the Proudfeet and the Chad bro hobbits. Definitely that is the situation here. Well, are you guys going to try to listen, or are you guys going to pound up and interrupt the conversation?
Well, if no one followed Nellie, because she tried to, if she just snuck up, she would try to hear, but she's not sure if they would have followed her direction to stay behind, depending on the drunken state.
Absolutely. Thank you, Swampy. Not Schwampy. Swampy. How fortuitous that you have arrived. So you're listening carefully as this kind of hobbit with a little bit of guilt, self-loathing, and shame is talking to one of the other poker players from the first night. And you hear the minstrel say, "Here is your money. Now leave me alone." And you hear the poker player respond, "Well, this is only 5 gold pieces. There's interest, you see. You are 3 months late in payments. I want 3 more gold pieces." Andronic says, "I told you, the robbery took all of the gold that we had. This is all I could get. Take it and leave me alone." "I should have Sam and Bob work over that pretty face. Maybe, I could just take it out of your cousins." Andronic actually laughs at this point. "Go ahead, and when my Uncle Harv breaks your skull, I will be there to see you buried." "Ha! You're not even worth my time. But I will be coming looking for that interest." Dronic responds, "Don't even think about it. We are done. This is it." And as he turns around to leave, the poker player goes, "Hey, what about your girlfriend, mate? She's got to be worth a pretty penny. I'm sure you could get something from her." And Dronic looks down, stops for a second, and then carries on quickly back towards the white plow.
Did Nellie recognize which of the 2 poker players it was from where she's at?
This was a poker player that wasn't. It wasn't the older widower that had given you the goat's milk, and it wasn't the one who works for him. This is a third player that had been sitting with them, and you do recognize, or you remember that this guy threw, maybe, I don't know actually that it was Nellie, but one of your group, because I assume that after you had that day on the town, you guys gathered all this intel about the town, one of you would for sure have had recognized that this gentleman is his name is Tesfeld Grondman. He is the prosecutor's son.
Okay. So this entire thing happened and they didn't notice that we were peeping, or was it Nellie who was the only one who saw all that go down?
I think it was just Nellie.
Okay. I'm still eating shit over there in the back. All right, bet. So, okay, cool.
And if it looks like the meeting is breaking up, Nellie's gonna sneak back and tell everybody what she saw, and so we can try to figure out what it means.
Okay. Let me ask, did anybody else try to head that way? Coco, would you, and I know, Momo, you said Lane was like backing up and away.
Yeah.
The two of you, as you're kind of heading off that way, but Lane, because you're backing up, it's taking you an extra second, and you guys end up like not really going around the corner, but almost going back to the yard where the chickens were. You, Coco, hear the chickens. It is kind of the dead of night, right? It's well into the evening hour. And you hear the chickens squawking very quietly. And that strikes you as a little bit odd because they should be very well asleep. They shouldn't be making any kind of noise.
Oof. Okay. She wants to cast Beast Speech and like listen in and hear what they're saying, what they're panicking about. Does it sound like distressed or like something like that?
Yeah, they for sure are letting you know that there is something going on. You hear them talking to each other and going, Gladys, just oh, I forgot that they're French. Fuck. Damn it.
Oui.
Gladys, listen, if you will just be quiet, they will go away. Oh, you do not know this. What if they come to eat us like they will? For sure they will. Look at me, I am scrumptious. No, it will be okay. We just must be quiet here. And you hear the one, the kind of the mother of the group trying to get the other ones to just shut the fuck up and be quiet and stop drawing attention to the coop. And that is when, because with beast speech, do you pick which beast or can you hear all beasts?
Let me double check the wording. I think it's all. Mm-hmm. Yeah, power to speak with, I don't know why it distinguishes with birds and animals, but I can talk to birds and animals.
Wow, birds
and animals.
And animals. Oh my
Yeah.
god.
Maybe they have like two different dialects. Maybe it's like French versus Quebecois French.
Yeah, probably.
There you go.
Speak with any creature close enough to hear me, and that creature can automatically understand me and respond. So yeah, it doesn't differentiate between. I don't cast it upon the animal. It's cast upon me.
I love it. You hear two very loud, not loud, very deep, gravelly voices, well behind the coop. And as you kind of look up, you see almost down by like the river's edge, almost by like the edge of the stream. You hear two voices coming from that direction. And as you're looking, you, through the moonlight, as the moon is rising, you see it kind of stream through the trees. And you see that it is, in fact, while you're hearing it in your language, what you are seeing is a man speaking to a gigantic wolf.
Oh, and does any of the rest of the party around me besides Lane?
No, I think you and Lane, the rest of the party, while desperately trying not to physically touch Kiana, but also to keep Kiana upright, kind of took a right to go, or took a left to go see if they could follow Lulu, who would like bat out of hell to go follow Dronic. They're making their way that way, and you guys kind of veered straight because Lane wouldn't take her eyes off of the pony.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense.
Okay.
So Coco's gonna like palm Lane's head and like turn her around in the direction of
she lets her. She lets her.
Mm-hmm.
And she's gonna like kind of crouch down a little bit to whisper, Lane, there's a giant wolf man and a regular man talking.
Not wolf man, just wolf.
Giant wolf. I imagined him on 2 legs for some reason.
No lycanthropes in this game as far as I'm aware.
Damn
okay,
it.
Giant wolf and a regular man talking.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, the beast speaks to you again.
And you hear like whispers of what they're talking about. Something about the shadow and our Lord will be finished with him, or our master will be finished with him soon. The wolf is kind of expressing his displeasure at whoever it is that he is serving on behalf of the master. And you see them start to make their way towards kind of up north towards the stream if you would like to try and follow them.
For sure want to follow them. She's gonna like whisper to Lane, they're talking about their master again, something about it. I don't know exactly what they mean, but that's what that gigantic wolf that ran from the scene before was talking about. He has a master. We should follow them.
Okay. She kind of like goes from her. She kind of gets more serious in this moment, and follows behind, just keeping a lookout, like her big eyes just looking around for.
Yeah, she's kind of crouched now, and then like when she's gonna stop by the coop before they leave, and she says, "Don't worry, ladies, I'm handling it. Just stay quiet." And she's gonna crouch down, kind of keep to the shadows.
And Lane hears you, and she just like
literally.
She shakes her head and looks at you. She's like, "Oh God." She kind of mutters to herself, like under her breath. She's like, "I've really got to find someone who can help her."
Absolutely. So I'm going to draw on the map here. I'm going to use blue to show Nellie's path. Nellie and the rest of the party. Okay. So Nellie kind of went up, like started here and then went up here and then made her way back this way. Does that make sense, how I've drawn that out?
Yeah.
And I think it's important because Coco and Lane went this way, and then Lane got face palmed, and they kind of come around and end up over here, trailing the other people. But they end up here just as the rest of the group is coming back around to the front of the white plow. Does that make sense? Is everybody following me?
Yeah.
Lane and Coco, as you make your way around following the wolf and the man, they make their way to the door of the miller and knock on it. A few seconds later, the door opens and you see a backlit figure of a hobbit in the doorway, speaking to the man and not the wolf, just the man. The two enter and the hobbit closes the door behind them.
They went inside. So they went inside this house. The
Correct.
Miller?
Yeah.
She's gonna like whisper to her, like, they went inside the Miller's house. Why are they?
Maybe they're gonna mill something.
I don't think so. Do you think they're working together?
Probably. These folks are really shady.
Should we try and get the others? Maybe catch them in the act?
Oh, I could maybe get their attention with the, and she does a little whistle.
You guys hear the familiar tune of Lane's axe flute Not the actual axe flute itself, but you hear the same tune that Lane does over and over, coming back from the area that you guys had just left.
Like, it sounds like Lane needs help. Let's go. And then Kiana will like, let's go. And start taking off towards that direction.
Pepper has been singing sea shanties under her breath, so did not hear the whistle. But he sees everybody heading in that general direction and just kind of turns around and goes, all right, still singing sea shanties. So the year was 1778. I wish I was in Sherbrooke now.
Keep going.
No, nobody wants that. Trust me.
Yes.
Damn. See, this is where I really miss D&D because I would give inspiration. I would peer pressure you.
You can give inspiration.
Everybody gets inspiration if you finish that song. See, I would do.
You're the
something
DM.
I'm the
You're
DM.
God.
I will let everybody roll a d20 for their next die if you finish that song, Nikki.
No, it's so long. It's long.
I love it so much. As you all make your way back towards that space, you press open the door, and the door swings open readily. But you find the floor deserted. A few candles light the mill floor, and the mill wheel is turning, and the whirring gears could make this a dangerous place. A low rumbling sound is definitely loud enough to be heard here. And moving into the space, you can see that the floor is kept quite clean. Flour and dust have settled, but it's not very thick, and it's easy to track the man and the wolf that entered the building to a place that's by the largest of the gears. And there under that gear is a trap door leading below. Opening the trap door, which I assume somebody does, you see Kiana just rips it almost off its hinges. You see a set of stairs leading down. And at the foot of these stairs is a wooden door to a space. Kiana, you have been through many a battle, many a fight, honorable and good work, just pure battle. But a sense of dread sets in as you begin to descend these stairs. There is more than just battle here. There is some like fuckery afoot. And you're not sure what this is the first time you've ever felt that kind of like malevolence and like ugliness beyond the fear of battle or, getting psyched up or seeing an enemy who you're not sure if you can defeat. There is something more to this space. Coco, you in particular definitely feel some arcane weaving throughout this space.
The vibes here are rancid.
Absolutely. Lane and Pepper, as uncomfortable as you felt near the horse, this sticks your arm hair up on its end. Goose flesh descends down from your shoulders down your arms as this sense of dread, ugliness seeps in. Max, you start to get sobered up right away as you feel, oh, this is about to go down. And definitely that adrenaline starts to kick in. Pin, you have met some shady people in your life, just being around kind of people who were in power. There is always just some shady ass people. And this strikes you as the worst among them, the ones that your mother would always warn you to never go into business with. this reminds you of that. Let me ask you guys, who opens the door that is at the base of these stairs?
I'm assuming I will, since I ripped the door off first, and I think I went first down. Okay. So I would probably have, since I'm feeling the vibe, and I'm like, oh, something is evil down here, I would probably wield my my great axe, and then be like, put my hand on the door, and then I'd probably look back really quick to them and be like, to the rest of the party, and just be like, something wicked is here, or something like that, and then push the door open.
I think you mean something wicked this way comes, and it's me, and then push the doorway open.
I know, right? Like, I wanted to say something clever like that, but I was trying to be serious in the moment. Smash it open. Like something. Be like, would Kiana even know that?
Kiana's
drunk. But she like shoves the door open.
Kiana definitely has this cinematic moment in her brain that doesn't necessarily correspond to reality. Right?
Yeah.
Kiana has this whole like kind of John Wick badass moment that goes on. What the rest of you see is Kiana turn around, try to like wink at you, fail miserably, and just kick the shit out of this door.
Yeah, like.
Yeah, exactly.
And just like, all right, yeehaw, yippee-yay.
Yeah, 100%.
Something wicked this way comes, but wicked in like a cool way.
Yes.
It's wicked.
Righteous dudes. Totally. As you make your way in, and the hobbits, the dwarf, the other humans, and the elf look desperately through this door to see what's going on. An altar stands in the center of this room. It is surrounded by 9 black candles. And on the altar itself is the form of a hobbit girl that Coco and Lane recognize. At the far end, Lothan, the miller, stands, dressed head to toe in black robes. To his right is a thin, pale human male. And to the left is a huge, hulking male. Several of you recognize this as one of the boys, or one of the muscle that were with Tessfeld Grondman. And in fact, then you notice the other hobbit and Tessfeld are also in this room. Looking up at you, Lothan, once the picture of, and to everybody in town has described him as mild-mannered and just came back from college, ag boy, like so good. The defender of Sandy Brookbanks. Lothan looks up at you and screams in rage. How dare you interrupt a rite to the Dark Lord? Arthedal, Vrall, kill them so we can continue with the ceremony. And that's where we'll end for tonight.
Oh, shit. Oh, maybe we're here to supply the music for the ceremony.
Oh, no. They have the little, like, nice chicken handling girl. I'm gonna kill them.
They do.
Also, can I just say, and maybe this is sexist and I apologize, but again, coming back to the whole, this is written for men. There's a bunch of candles in a mill with flour on the floor. Excuse me? Are you kidding? What?
Yeah.
Dangerous.
We didn't even can we'll take a second before I let you say all the other amazing things that you do. And we're just going to talk for a second about the misogynist piece of shit that this system and game, the module is. Yeah, one of the options was like, neckbeards. If your party is too stupid to read the fucking obvious clues that we have left for them, and they don't understand that they should go and check in the mill, they turn away, and they turn away. You can prod them into investigating because of the feminine scream that comes from the hobbit who's not expecting to see the wolf. So Lothan, who a few paragraphs later is screaming in rage and trying to be the BBEG, first has to have like come on.
Oh boy.
No halftime. No halftime every day superhero cast. I know we were going to try to aim for 3 hours, but look at these women are too good for this module, and they're eating through material faster than I can prep for it. So yeah, no halftime.
We can damn about demon horses for an hour.
All right, if we need to stall.
I mean, look, no, next week is our last week. We're going into combat. BBEG, you guys, you have made it. Good timing. Yeah. Excellent work.
I think Elaine is going to be disappointed that the BBG is not the demon horse.
She's going to try to tie the horse to this somehow.
I'm not saying that it's not like Dr. Horrible where the horse shows up at the end and it actually is. Do you know what I'm saying? We might end up going that way.
It was me all along.
It was. I can't even do like a horse neigh. The fucking French hens have ruined me.
I love the hens.
We're done.
I love them. They're so good.
I will protect them.
I can't even imagine like what the you know how I don't know if you guys have the like the Critical Role. This is one of their masks, and they have like doodle nice. The little symbols of all the different characters and stuff. I cannot even begin to imagine what all of the little like doodle symbols for this campaign would be.
Oh my god.
It would be super epic if anybody wants to pay that doodle lady to do that for us.
A sticky one for sure. One of them's like a French hen with like a little beret.
And an axe flute. I think definitely an axe flute.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right,
I would say like, I was thinking like, oh, it'd be a candle in the shape of a pickle. And I was like, that would not look like what I think that it would look like.
Oh, no.
I don't know about
a very specialized piece of merchandise.
Oh my god.
Sticky buns, yeah. Singlets, you're right.
Sure.
Sticky buns for sure. For sure. A rolling pin. 100%.
A rolling pin.
Yeah.
A wolf.
Like
a wolf head. Not even like a full wolf, just the head of a wolf.
Just the head.
Hobbit
just
Lizzo.
Hobbit Lizzo. Oh, I'd forgotten about
Lizzo.
Hobbit Lizzo. We love Hobbit.
Definitely has to be on there. Staple.
I love that. Okay, I'm going to get you guys to go around and say where people can find you doing other stuff. And we're going to go backwards, reverse alphabetical order this time. So we're going to start with Momo. Maybe. Momo?
Momo, where are you?
Okay, sorry. I muted myself. It's this microphone. I like it, but like if I did it, yeah. It's a fun time. All right. You go first?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm Momo, play Lane, the wandering minstrel dwarf, and you can find me at A Minstrel's Tale, and tomorrow you can find me at Creators Assemble for some very, very exciting Coyote and Crow at 1 p.m. for a charity TTRPG stream. It's going to be amazing. We got like a great group of players and very excited to play this system that is very near and dear to my heart. And thank you, Sarah, for hooking me up.
That is my
amazing.
Very distinct pleasure. For those of you that don't know, Coyote and Crow was kickstarted about 2 years ago, year and a half ago. And it is solidly based around indigenous lore and storytelling from North America, Native American or First Nations, depending on where you live in North America. And yeah, it is beautiful, and I'm so excited to see Momo get to play in it tomorrow.
It's everything my inner child could ever dream of.
And Creators Assemble is a good it's a good organization. They're a charity who raises money for getting comic books and graphic novels and TTRPGs into classrooms and libraries and places where kids have access to them. So go and support them. Full disclosure, I sit on their board, so there you go. Nikki.
Hey everybody, Nikki here. I played Pepper, the Hobbit Mariner. You can find me on Instagram and TikTok under I'm Poppy Field. I'll probably be making some more TikToks today based on the events that have happened tonight. You can also follow Abigail on Field Cats on Instagram as well. There's a link in my bio on Instagram. And currently this is all I'm doing. My Sunday game is on hold right now, but season 2 is coming back soon, so catch up on YouTube with our back episodes of Fandolin by Night. Take a look.
Where
awesome.
Nikki is
I paint myself purple, and it's amazing.
Full purple body paint. It's so amazing. Lydia.
Yes, I'm Lydia Loomis. I played Maximilian tonight. When I am not playing TTRPGs, I write monster romance, and you can find those at lydiasnerdverse.com, or you can find me on Instagram and other social medias at lydiasnerdverse.
Fantastic. Lulu.
Hey, I'm Lulu. I was playing Grandma Nellie. You can find me on Twitter at LuluNWA, where I post a lot of my artwork, where I recreate scenes from my favorite podcasts and other streams using my Dwarven Forge and minis that I paint. So
they are epic.
I wish I would have had more minis for the other characters in this. I would have liked to have done more than just Grandma Nellie, but I might have to look into that.
Just sticky buns. Just all sticky. You can just just and apparently piles of meat and mashed potatoes now. You just need food to replace
some
all
chickens.
The French hens. I love it. JJ.
Hey guys, so I'm JJ and I play Kiana, the Human Barbarian. You can catch me on Twitter at JJ_Cray, or you can find me here on Twitch as BandReaper97. Tuesdays I do cooking reviews where I invite one of my friends to come onto the show and we just review cooking fails, which is a lot of fun. And then Thursdays I do TTRPG cooking streams where I cook recipes from different TTRPG cookbooks, and currently we're going through Hero Feast, so yeah, check it out.
What time do you do that on Thursdays?
Like 8 p.m.
8 p.m. Eastern? 6:30. I'm trying to my show ends at 7:30 Eastern, but like it's like right on time. So if you start 30 minutes earlier, I'll raid into you. Bet. Court.
Hello, I'm Court. You can find me at Court Games on Twitter. I am currently playing, I play Coco, the elf magician, right now. And I am on Rhyme of the Frost Momo on a Minstrel's Tales channel. That is on hiatus, but it will be coming back soon enough. I had a great session with you guys.
Awesome. Yeah. Arc.
Hey, I'm Arcanian Ending, Arc for short. I was playing Pen, the Gondorian noble. I stream on Twitch Sunday, Tuesday, Thursdays, just variety streams. And then I'm here on Fridays playing TTRPG. So thank you, Sarah, so much once again.
I love this so much. My name is Sarah. I am the narrator here for another week on Lord of the Rings, Rangers of the North. You can also catch me eventually, as Nikki mentioned, Fandolin by Night will be coming back for season 2. And every week you can find me on Community Cleric, which is a 1-hour conversational interview where I talk to amazing women in gaming and find out like why they're a nerd, and I get to see and spend way too much money on pretty dice that they get to show off. That is from now on, because I've just had my last one on my channel. For now on, it's on Girls Run These Worlds, which I would highly encourage everybody to go and look at. We are currently casting. We have 9 shows in production across a variety of different genres and games and rule sets. And if you are looking to host something, if you're a woman looking to host or run something, come and fill out the creator application. I want to say a huge thank you to Derek at DMDM Studios for letting us have this space. This has been so wonderful, and I'm looking forward to our conclusion next week. I would like to initiate a raid, but I cannot do that because I'm not the owner of this channel. So everybody, there was a link that got put into chat earlier. Party of 2 RPG. If everybody would please go over there and just let them know that you're coming from DMDM Studios as an unofficial raid, that would be awesome. And then finally, the last shout out I have to give is to my most excellent mod who does all of my modding for me, Singlis. Thank you so much. She is forcing me, because she's not here to stop me from saying this, so I'm going to say she's forcing me to go get my first tattoo in 2 weeks when she comes to visit me. It's the first time I've seen her since the panini started, really. So I'm super, super excited for that. And thank you, Singlis, for being my mod and being my friend and doing all the stuff and not saying no to me for crazy stuff. And she says good influence. I reserve judgment until the tattoo is over. Thanks, everybody. We will see you all next Friday night. Have a great weekend. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.